and then you've got to wait 57 minutes to post anything else.
Or just send it straight to Andy.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt them. So, while we're waiting, I will just see if waiting for people to show up. I will tell you my feelings about the Halloween event. I do have some news about our next event that I will share once people start showing up more, if they do. But so what did I think about the Halloween event? What are my feelings? In a way, it was too short. Why do I say that? I ended up with a ton of the runestones from the event. I was going to get to that from the event, and I didn't get to use them all. I fought, you guys saw me fight for the first time and know I was in about an hour. The next morning,
I saw you.
The next morning I went in for about an hour again, I think on this stream. And then I went in for about an hour with my husband's phone. And mine later on that day. Then I went...
Yeah, we also had on like 140 of the level 1.
I'm gonna get there, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband didn't use all of his in the time he went in. So, but I know people who didn't get a finish or were pushing to finish. Even though it was really quick to do, I know people who were freaking out about it, some who didn't even try, and others who say they just couldn't quite get it done in that time. Personally, I would have liked to see a few more days. Have it be that short, but maybe have started on like Saturday or something, at least gone over a weekend and a couple other days, so that people who work and have a life would have had a better chance of getting in. And that's what I mean by too short. So that's what I'm saying. I did appreciate my second daughter, the phone I took in today, she's been in the middle of a move and had a lot of stress going on. She almost did not get to complete the event. That's why I went and I did it, and I was kind of freaking out. Another couple of days with the same rewards, same challenges, everything else, just adding a couple of days, maybe going to like Sunday or Monday would have helped her out. So basically saying that, the very same challenges they still had with it taking that short amount of time, but giving people the chance to work on it over a weekend. And that's what I mean by too short. Does that make sense, Steph? And then still having the ability for people to, if they are able to get it done early, to keep going in the fortress. I would have loved to burn some more runestones. Okay, I started with, here, I'm going to go in and show you. I started with 101 of the level 1s, and I'm not sure on the others. You can see how many I have left. I would have liked to get through maybe some more of those, and maybe some of my fighting forces runestones. I did manage to let's see, get my elite foes silver. I would have liked to get more towards the gold, but you can see I got, just today I got 120 elite foes, because last night I needed 6 more. So, but I would have liked to get more of those. Now, I'd love it if they, I've heard a lot of people say they'd love it if they did some more like this. I do too. I can kind of see that. I felt, and that was my original feeling too. 30-minute sleeping toadstools, who hot. I didn't get a chance to max it or anything, but that was my original thought too, is geez, that was easy and I'm done. And there's nothing more, to do. And then I went, wait a minute. There is. The more I fight in the fortress, the more red books I get. And so
I need a fortress back.
And I actually am going to come here. Here's where I made it to. I would have liked to maybe get some of these to gold, but there's my books. There's these books, and there's these books, and then joke products, and joke products.
We'll make this quick then.
So,
okay.
What chamber?
I gotta get it in the game first.
Okay.
We're probably gonna do the one was I gotta get him to Walmart to go pee.
I get that. And so it really, honestly, I felt, as I looked at it after, I realized I had more drops from this event than I have from other events. There was actually more rewards. And that's why I would love it to them to do the same. But maybe do it over a few more days.
Let's go Tower Chamber 1.
Because another thing is when I finish, I'm done. With the other events, with this one, there was still stuff to do the whole time. I could just keep going in and going in and going in and going in. And that was what I think was huge, was the challenge XP and the red books. And that's what, honestly, why I wish, because I could still get, you said you'd have liked another challenge after, but in a way, there was a huge challenge right there. It was how much challenge XP and books can you get from this? And so, at least that's the way I saw it, was that there was a huge reward still available, I realized.
That's kind of disappointing.
And just, I could have gone, I will give you that it was repetitive.
The only thing I would want to get from the quest, Dad, if I did buy the pass, is the Pteranodon.
But I think another day or two, they still would have been okay with. Actually, I'm going to leave this because he hates this other one. Because where are we now? So the way I look at it is, okay, if we extended it a day or two and some people chose to just treat it like a regular day, they actually still get more from it because you'd get, or the same. Was that the gold or the silver you fell 35 short of? Just curious if you're way ahead of me or slightly behind. But yeah, my feeling is people could still treat it like a gold. You're way ahead of me then. Good job on that. But yeah, that's my feeling is people could, if they wanted to, just pretend it was the event was there and treat it the same. And they would have ended up at the same or ahead by doing it that way as just having it be a regular day. But for those who did not have time off, another day or two may have made a huge difference. Because I will say, I did hear of people who were not able to finish the event because of schedules and everything else. Now, I know it was really quick. Honestly, I'll be... Part of the reason I say that, I was pulling hair earlier today. And it was trying to get... I grabbed my second daughter's phone.
It's Beldum.
And she had not downloaded the assets.
First, let me go use the restroom.
Well, okay, be aware I also, so 30 minutes from when I said that, I want to be back over there, preferably before that, a little before that, because I'd like to max out the toadstools.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah, Beldum's getting one. Do you want another one?
Anyway, so she hadn't downloaded the assets, and so I was struggling to get her what she needed to be able to finish the event. So there's that. Now, while I'm thinking about it, and Neville reminded me, I do have another event coming up. It is November 3rd through 9th, International Games Week. There will be more Hermione, Luna, Neville, and other spawns like that at libraries. So that's something, that is something cool that will be happening. Yeah, I'm sorry about your spawn levels. I can see why that would get frustrating to you. I will be honest. Why am I getting a red dot on, detector distributor? That's why. There, now they're all away. Here's where I am for what I need. Obviously, let's see. We won't have any of them. Yeah, if McGonagall shows up more, that would be nice, but I kind of doubt it. I think what they're getting at is these will show up. So I will need Luna, Neville, and then I need one more of Filch and one more dummy. Or not one more dummy, a few more dummies. But I think it's just going to be pushing this one a lot at libraries, though. They're going to be restricted to libraries. We may see more Harry, too, I wonder. And maybe even some of these. So we will see. Yeah, it would be nice if those extra ones showed up more. I kind of hope they do something to make it so we can start getting some of those, because I know a lot of people have maxed out their silvers and are getting bored. So we either need more spawn, more things added in, or more things to go after. It's like I've said before, they say they have, or I've heard they have the game planned for a few years in advance.
I could do that by myself.
So
Go to Eldom and then there. Do we have time for that or not?
I don't know. I guess we can hope.
If we don't have time, then
Let's just go to max out this toadstools. I need it to. When we get that done, we can come back and grab that one, Caden, because it's got more time versus the toadstool.
Yeah, that is the sad part. Is this one will be more for people who live. I did not know that. That's cool, but yeah. I'll tell you what in a minute. This event's going to be more for people who are in big town or are more around libraries or have access to them, different things like that. I needed that.
What was it?
It's just a regular, I think you have her. It's one of the 9 3/4, and remember all of mine I need all of them. So, I get that. Part of me thinks, why couldn't they kind of do an overlap of these two? Or something. So, but, whatever. Oh, I need that one. So what that's cool was, base says 10 plus years. They've got it planned out for. Sorry about the speaker. Don't know, my radio will be just fine for a while and everything else. I think they will. From my understanding, they're probably going to go by places where that Hogwarts, that have the Hogwarts thing. And those are more common at school libraries too. And so I think they're going to include school libraries. At least that would be my guess. I can't guarantee, but that would be my guess. 14 minutes. And there's actually 2 right there. So we could get 20. It's up to you. If we can get it done in there and over there in like 12 minutes.
Can we do that, Caden?
Okay, I'm just saying, I don't know how long it's going to take to get around. If we don't make it in time, we're down to 2 rather than 18.
So let's make this quick, Caden. We got 14 minutes.
He doesn't have 14 minutes. We need to be there in 12 to 13 minutes to be able to max them both out and do it. So we'll hope it's school libraries too, for your sake.
We're gonna come back, Caden. I forgot the counter on it. It's 2 minutes. I'm used to the quarters. We'll get to it, Caden. How much time is left on the grade? We've got it. 29 minutes. We'll be able to get back in time.
So, the one thing then, if your school does not have a flag, would be my concern. My concern would be some of the schools have asked, and the school districts and stuff have asked Pokemon Go to remove stops and spawns from their area. kind of to make sure students are not playing
Students are doing what
while
they should
they're
be.
in school. And so, if that is the case in your area, then you're going to end up with issues. You may have issues with getting it from there. And that would be my concern. There, so yeah. But and it would be nice if they were to literally figure it out. I really wish they would have had a period of time where people who were Pokemon Go players, who were over level 40, could enter in different things or points and then could review others. And if that was still going on, they ended up pulling it. I guess people weren't doing things correctly or something. And that's sad because, yeah.
So where are we parked? Where do we need to go?
Okay, this one's maxed out. Now we need to go over there to try and see if we can get to the other one. And I might have to take both phones to manage to max it out, because I'm down to 40 now. Go over that way, see if I can reach it. If you go over kind of near the bus. If not, I might have to take your phone and get out and go. Over there more.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, I'm sorry. First of all, my person's being mean. Second, I'm saying it's over here more.
You're not going to be able to get it without getting out.
Yeah, obviously, because my person decided that it needed to run back when it was going forward. There, yeah, I can reach it. I can reach it from here. Can you reach it, Caden?
I don't know.
With
It's not on Wizards Unite.
With your dad's?
It's not on Wizards Unite on my phone.
Well, I can't max it out all the way.
Go to Wizards Unite, Caden.
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm trying to take the phone so I can help. Yes, you are. If it'll load in. No, it grabbed a fragment instead. Okay, now it's maxed out. Now we could go back and do his raid and then come back for the toadstools.
Correct.
Because they're maxed out. The problem is we have to max them out first. Before they pop. Okay, sorry. Had to take care of that. Yeah, if they still had that, I'd have Brett and Caden go look and find the school and have you figure out what school it is and let you tell them where it is, and we would mark it so that you would be able to have a flag there, because it probably would drop a Hogwarts flag for you. So otherwise, how are you doing? Oh, I know another thing I wanted to talk about, and I want to show you. Check that out. So this is on my Rumble. If I go to the channel, I was able to make it premium yesterday, so it's been just over a day. So it's not a lot of earnings yet, but I really haven't been on that long, so I was pretty excited to see that. And it's a lot easier to not have to, what was I thinking? The rules are a lot easier for it and everything else. So, oh, a port key. We'll go do that in just a minute. Actually, we're going to go in the port key now because, well, he's busy doing his thing. I can be popping port keys, and then I can get rid of enough stuff to go harvest those toadstools. And I know I shouldn't lay down while we're driving, but I am buckled up. Okay, we're turning, so I'm gonna let the turn the phone.
Okay, Caden.
Okay, there.
Do you have pumpkin shoes?
No, there's one. And there's one. You still there, Steph? Okay, so this is my one that is not the event one. that wants to be mean. There. I remember a better way to do this. Okay. I'm going to have to start using my trace tonics. I tried one today and it wasn't very good. Actually, maybe I'll drop one now.
536.
No, I won't.
Yours.
538.
Because I don't have enough energy. Gonna come in here and let them know.
Okay, we can go back to where your totals are.
I'm guessing Steph had to run and get a phone call.
Go, Caden.
Why on earth?
Take my phone.
Okay, Dad.
They may be doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing.
Why on earth would you think that's a good idea?
What?
Apparently a teacher got a picture of their kid, some of their kids, and they were put on leave, but apparently 2 kids thought it was a great idea to dress up as Hitler for Halloween.
Really?
Don't hit this side.
I would say that was a bad choice, a bad decision, but at the same time, as a kid, I can see that that's the parents that made a bad choice, not them, because I can see a kid may not necessarily be able to register what's the difference in dressing up as Hitler versus dressing up as a devil. Not realizing that some people think that more people don't believe in the devil, sadly, than people who don't believe in Hitler, and it's sad that there is anyone who doesn't believe in either of them. But because some people are atheists, they don't believe in the devil. And so they think it's...
When we get closer.
But
toadstools, and you can stay on with that. You got my last in, so you can stay once we get to these toadstools. You can stay on Pokemon Go, okay, Caden?
of course, I've heard of some schools were telling their kids they couldn't dress up as Moana either because that's cultural appropriation. Hi, Steph. I wondered. I was like, you there? You there? One of the two has popped and the other should pop any second. So as we start driving past Too Hot, watch for toadstools on the ground, Caden.
And our switch to Wizard Unite. They got 2 Costa Vitas in town now.
Honestly, I've never heard anyone complain about the angel and the devil. What I was saying with that is my stepson was reading an article, and some of teacher's students dressed up as Hitler, and the teacher took pictures, and so the teacher was suspended because they took pictures. Or the kids were suspended. I'm not sure which. The teacher was suspended. And so I was, oh, I get that one. I totally get that one. You know that. If you need to take care of him, definitely do that. That's more important. Come on, move, person. There.
Your ingredients vault is full.
Upgrade. Got him?
No, because I decided to click on. Again.
What?
I got it. Once my dad. There, I got all of them.
Yeah. And we'll circle around to the next one.
Yeah, and then I would maybe come out this way just in case he missed the ones that were farther that way. Does that make sense? Just trying to hurry and click everything, because I know I was finding them all over, so including across the road. So what we're after is we came and maxed out the greenhouses. Hasn't quite popped. Oh, 14 hours and 14 minutes. We're good. Go that way.
It's not gonna pop.
Yeah. At 10 tomorrow. That's a good time.
Where will I be at 10 o'clock tomorrow?
I can bring your phone, I guess. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I was meaning to go out that way, but that's fine.
Am I gonna be able to get out that way?
Go right? Yes.
Okay. Once we're in the bed, know if you got everything.
Actually, I'm gonna go mark this. 14 hours, 13 minutes. I was doing that.
Show up, Caden. Okay, well then switch to Pokemon Go.
There.
Like one flip around Willow Park, I'm thinking we're gonna head home. Is that okay with you, sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay with you, Caden?
Yes, it's not bad.
I will say that this, though,
Good job.
you and I totally lived in a different day and age. Nowadays, even the hint of that might offend someone is enough to get you suspended from school or expelled or whatever else.
Here's your chance right here by this one.
I know that.
And so, yeah, it's totally a different world that our kids live in.
Egg?
I'm not throwing on one yet. It's because I'm seeing if you can get it to a cave.
I know.
So you
I know.
drop it down to 1 kilometer instead of.
But yeah, and that's why I say that one was more of a, yeah. And I can see with that. But just her reaction to it in today's world, a parent would have reported it and she would have been without a job.
How much energy do you have?
14.
So we need to get you some energy before I go home.
I so agree, Steph, and so will my husband and I think my stepson.
What?
Today's world is oversensitive and just so petty about things.
Yeah. 100%.
You can't even say Christmas.
Did you hear my
Hear
stepson? You can't even say Christmas anymore in some areas. With that, or else you get in trouble. Because it offends people.
Alright, you're gonna go right past that stop soon. You got a 5K.
So place a 5K.
And it's sad that happens.
Beyond sad.
What? I didn't even want you, but I ain't gonna deal with it now, I guess.
What?
It's wrong from stop back there.
I hate to say it. Wouldn't make a difference nowadays. We actually darn near had a riot over a teacher when we were graduating, and it didn't, or a couple years after we graduated, and it didn't do a thing. Didn't even faze them. Or maybe it was when we were graduating, I can't remember, but they were like, who cares?
I've cut 800.
We actually had one point, just to show you, we had around here, the only way for a teacher to get kicked out of school is to pull something like that. We had a teacher who was literally driving people out of the music program. He was the band and orchestra, the band director and over the choir. And their band program, as soon as people had him as a teacher, they were dropping out. My son loves music and had him for a little while just to prepare for a concert with him. And he was throwing up every single day from stress because of how bad it was. And this is a kid who loves music. But just the way the teacher was terrible. My son switched into orchestra and the throwing up stopped. And then to make it a few other people, and they said, yeah, we've had complaints about that for the past few years, or for the past while. We had suspicions they said, we've had suspicions something's going on with the teacher, but we weren't sure what, and we'd only had one other parent come to us, but they were very vague about what the cause was. You've been able to articulate better than any other parent what's going on. Come to find out, that teacher, the principal refused to have that teacher as a teacher the next year, but they were opening a new school. So that teacher got moved to the new school. And it was like, really? In the end, I think eventually the teacher left, but it took so much to get that teacher out. And then we had a teacher that everyone said was an amazing science teacher. And he made the mistake of, he had an alligator snapping turtle in his classroom, and someone brought him a sick puppy to euthanize, and he fed the puppy to the turtle in front of a couple students after class. And it got reported, and he lost his job, and they went after him for animal cruelty, and it was proved it wasn't animal cruelty. He ended up losing the alligator snapping turtle. I can't remember if he wasn't supposed to have it or the exact reason that was given, but something was said. And so he lost the turtle. It was taken from him. And then, yeah. But a lot of people said he was one of the best science teachers they ever had. So, I know. My kids have had a few. My oldest, he did. He had a bad math teacher. As in, he failed the class, he failed the class, and then he ended up with a different teacher, and the counselor went to him and said, went to that math teacher, it actually was a girl, and said, this doesn't make sense.
ACT.
He passed the core tests, which are to test how much you know about the class, and yet you claim he failed your class because of testing? Because of how he did on tests? That doesn't add up. I'm at 65, so if we need to. And so the teacher agreed to give him a better grade, a passing grade.
The means. Fall asleep.
The next one, he had that teacher. And then he had some good teachers his first year, but his second year he had one science teacher that if you missed one class that was a lab, it didn't matter if you were sick or what the reason was, you had 1 week to make it up. If it wasn't made up in a week, so sad, too bad. And the only time you could make it up
Talking to this guy.
was to come in the morning or after school, or no, in the morning, and it was 2 days a week, because after school, he tried to go a few times, and nope, she was never available after school. His first year, she was available after school. The second year, she was not available after school. And so there was that, and then he ended up with a couple other teachers that just were always saying, well, this is the way it is in college, and it wasn't. So there was that, and and then they replaced they added in another science teacher. But the other science teacher, my daughter emailed for 2 months trying to work on a required project that was the most of the grade for the whole year. Never heard back. And she would ask the teacher during parent-teacher conference, prove that she'd sent the emails, whatever. The teacher would say, I didn't get them. I'd look at it, see that the emails were there, and say, so this is your fault. Oh, wait, I see that. I thought I responded. I'll respond tomorrow.
And never did.
And never responded. And there was once I even said, so can you respond right now? I don't have time. I'm going to have to look things up. And so literally went took 2 of my kids from from being good kids to good, decent grades to great grades to barely passing, if that, the school did. And I really, with that one, it was that school, and I really figured out it was, so the one difference between his first year and his second year was I didn't work up at the local university anymore, and as soon as that happened, then they didn't care about the kids anymore. So then so that was his only bad experience. My daughter had a bad experience, one bad experience before, and it was a math teacher that at the time we did not have home internet. We didn't have it. And he kept saying, well, you need to do this homework, and the only place to do it is on the internet. But the requirement was that if you couldn't do it on the internet, that the teacher would give another option. So the teacher's option was, oh, you haven't done it for this long. You need to stay after this day that I stipulate and do your homework. We got a hold of the vice principal at that point, told him what was going on, and he got on the teacher majorly. The other problem was she totally couldn't understand anything he was explaining. I mean, she was having to go to my son to know how to do her homework. Like, so she'd go to her older brother to explain how to do the homework and to understand how to do the assignments and everything. And everyone in that class was having that issue. And it was ridiculous to find that out. And so then my son was supposed to have the same teacher, and I looked at the counselor and I said, BS. Oh, she did have someone else. She had a science teacher she couldn't understand either. And that one I think was more of a she couldn't understand. But we switched her out, and she went from totally lost and hating science to loving science. So we said she doesn't get this teacher. Then we went to this other school, or she went to this other school, and that was bad. And then we went to the school they're at now. And they had one science teacher that he doesn't care that they have things that they have EDS, and it means they're going to get sick more often. If they're not in his class, he doesn't care. They aren't going to pass. And so we talked to the counselor, and they will never have him as a teacher. And then they have a art teacher there that has made both of them hate his class. And the counselor's response was, well, that must be because they hate art. And one who hates art does not ask for art supplies for Christmas. And she went, oh crap. Yeah, that's actually what was going on with that math teacher. My son that was helping her, her older brother, not the oldest, but the one just older than her, would hear how he explained it. And remember, he was only 2 grades above her. He has a brilliant mind. He's the missionary. But he would hear how the teacher explained it, and he would say, that's impossible. You cannot do it that way. And he would sit down and show and do it. And yeah, so vice principals say that they weren't the only ones. She wasn't the only one having troubles. I can see that. That reminds me, Brett.
What?
They are doing a Secret Santa in one of the Discord channels. It's anywhere lower up to $50. It sounds like you can choose what to spend or what to make. I'm thinking of getting some cross-stitch supplies and maybe cross-stitching something. How would you feel about that?
I don't know. I'd have to give it some thought.
And then because I think to do for it. So I just asked him. He said he's got to think about it.
Not bad. Oh, it was a snipe. Never mind.
Okay, I was gonna say
Look, it was a snipe.
that would be weird to have a bat at it this time.
I've seen them.
Usually they wait till it's darker.
And there's ducks right there.
So, we are home, so I'm going to let you go. Okay. So, I'm going to let you go. To the